check on that water level, will you? Looks good.
I think I swallowed a piece of coal. I dropped my spleen!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pittsburgh Industrial Railroad for layout update number 22. Wanted to start off by showing you the new entrance to the train room. I painted this mural on the wall with K4 coming out of the wall with LED lights in it, and the train track coming down and the crossbuck sign, and just kind of made a nice little entrance to the train room. And then of course on the left side here we have the new train yard. Okay, so here is the new train yard on the Pittsburgh Industrial Railroad. First, let me start off by showing you how you access the train yard. Alright, so we're here in the main room, and off of the main line there's a switch that I installed here. That switch leads you across a new Lionel train bridge that I installed. Crosses over a new water scene, and the bridge has a red light on the center of it warning any boats to not go in there. It's low clearance. The stone retaining walls I scratch built and made myself. The track comes across and it splits into 4 different spurs. The spurs have a dirt surrounding them to make it look like a real train yard. I made this Atlas kit switch tower, and I added detail to the interior and lighting. Happy with the way that turned out. These yard lights are made by MTH, and they have LED lights inside of them as well. Up on the wall here we have new shelving. It's displaying some Heritage engines and Pittsburgh and Lake Erie set. So that pretty much sums it up for the new train yard, and I really like it, and it adds a lot of functionality and storage to the layout. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, we're in the main room now of the Pittsburgh Industrial Railroad. We'll start off by what's nearest to me here is this new scene with the pole setter truck. I put in LED lights in the Heinz plant. And this scene is new right here. And these guys are loading up beer on the truck from the brewery. That guy's getting ready to crack open a cold one. He just doesn't care. And he's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. And then we have our old friend over there who's gone. He's just kind of hanging out for now. So as you can tell, I put new cars on the layout, LED lights in them for the headlights. Some have tail lights. The ones that you can see the back of the car have tail lights. There's this new fire truck scene, flashing LEDs, and flashing LEDs and a smoke unit in the building. Right now the smoke unit's turned off. As you move along over here, we have new figures, scenes. This is a reference. This is a scene of my wife and daughter and myself in my car, the Ford Fusion. And obviously can't forget the cat and the dog there. So a little family scene for the layout. Excuse me about the new camera, I'm still getting used to it, guys. The traffic signals are new on the layout. I did not have those for the last layout update. This building got an extra story added to it, so it's 1 story taller now. I weathered it and it blends right in with the rest of the building, just as if it was always there. Let's see, up on the wall, well, they're not on the wall, hanging from the ceiling are a couple new airplanes. There's a switch on the front of the layout here that turns on a light which illuminates the backdrop for night scenes. There's also switches for the fire truck and smoke unit lights. On the bridge There's also vehicles with the headlights and taillights in them, and there's wires that are hidden, so there's no wires hanging down drilled through the bridge. They're all hidden and concealed. You can't tell that they're there. Alright, so let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so this is the new and improved incline for my Pittsburgh scene. If anybody's wondering why there's a rubber ducky in the river, this past summer, 2013, there was a big giant rubber duck blow up in the river that's, from what I've heard, is world famous and has only been a couple different places so far. So if you didn't know about that, that's why I put that there. So back to the incline. The incline got a new base to lift it up off the ground a little bit higher. It got a detailed interior with LED lights and a figure, and the track is new. There used to be one single O-gauge track going up the mountain to the other station up there. So what I did was I installed 2 HO scale tracks, and I made these custom-made incline cars from HO scale passenger cars, and these are not motorized yet. Right now they are just hooked up to a wire system where if you push this one up, you can see the other one comes down, or vice versa. If I pull it down with my left hand here, it goes back up. I eventually do want to have this motorized so that the incline cars go down and then stop and then go back up all on their own. But that's the trick involved, is finding a motor that can do that, and all the proper gearing, and so it's a work in progress that'll be a future goal of mine. For the car wash scene, I just added some new cars, and I'll give you a shot of the city from over here, show you some of those cars with headlights and things from over here. Okay, so moving back over to this area. This area got a whole new facelift. I redid the scenery in this area on the curve of the track. I obviously put in this new police car scene, installed flashing LED lights in the police car, and down here on the front of the layout there's a little switch right here. So if I push that switch, you'll hear this. Alright, so it's a pretty nice little scene that's added, and with lights and sound, and very realistic. I added a dirt road that comes across here, and it comes down. It's an area where the fishermen can come down, fish by the river. And this LED light is not turned on, but there's a switch here, and I'll show you how it turns this on. So we have a new fire scene, and the smoke unit is installed in there as well. That's not turned on right now. There's a MTH Imperial SD45 set, real nice set. Let's move it along to the next thing. Okay, we're right next door here where the steel mill is at. I put in this new truck, or I'm sorry, excavator, and extra weighted to load dirt into the trucks. There's a road that leads across this way with crossings, and I don't know if I've ever shown that before or not. I think I finished it after the last update. All my coal cars were weathered. My slag cars sitting on the track back there. My Pittsburgh Industrial Railroad switchers. This dummy switcher was weathered. Hot metal cars were weathered. Now, to touch base on the steel mill real fast, you know, of course I love the steel mill, but I'm starting to make plans to build a new one. Now, I know this might come as a surprise, but I feel like since the time that I built this, I've kind of fine-tuned my modeling skills, and I feel like I could make something a little bit nicer, more detailed, and have some LED lights and maybe some motorization to it. So I'm going to start working on that pretty soon, and hopefully for the next layout update that's what we'll see as a new steel mill. And there might be a slight change in the track layout around it. That's undecided yet. Okay, so here's a shot of 3 new Lionel tank train cars recommended to me from a good friend of mine, Darren. So Darren, I want to tell you thank you for those. And you know, recommending them to me, which obviously they matched my set now, so got a nice tank train set going. So new for the layout is some more ore cars. Got a nice ore car train going on there. I put in a welding light inside of the engine shed. Moving along here, this is a new scene. This is a track worker scene where I took this white Suburban and added headlights and taillights and a flashing bar to it. Turned out real nice. He must be the foreman checking up, making sure they're doing a good job. And that's their truck. The railroad ties in it. And this whole dirt road that they're standing on is new. It leads from the diesel maintenance facilities down between the tracks with like a grassy tufts in between, and it goes down around that curve and over to the steel mill. Now moving back over to the diesel engine shed facilities, what's new for this area is this tank car accident scene. It's a Lionel tank car. Now the thing that's different with mine from the factory is obviously it's weathered, as you can tell, but the way these lights flash are different. Before, the red light or orange light in that tank car would flash and the blue ones would flash along with it, and I wasn't real crazy about the sequence that it had, so I made the red lights stay on solid and I made the blue lights only flash, and I also added white LED lights along with the blue, so it adds a really more realistic looking welding look. The new Mth Signal Bridge is new for the layout, along with the track sensors. The building next to the little fire is not new. It was moved from a location that was over in this area where the dirt road starts at. I had to move it so the dirt road could go in. I think that's it for this scene, so let's move on to the next scene. Alright, we're entering the Horseshoe Curve Room. We're on the Galitzin side of the mountain. And as you can see, the 2 new Lionel operating wind turbines are on top of the mountain. I have the voltage turned down to them right now so that they spin at a more prototypical speed. The farm scene with the chickens is new. And I have chickens myself, so it was a fun scene to do. The basketball player scene is new. And I installed these natural wooden guardrails going up alongside the road. And I believe these figures are new for the layout from the last update. The deer figures are new for the layout. And over here, there's a new farming scene. Crop rows and tomato plants and a little patio and a hose. Some people doing some work. Now if we were to turn to our right as we enter the room is where the most changes have occurred. This is the new and finished Operation Blackout. So the coal tipple was 100% scratch built by myself, along with these wood-looking retaining walls. The roof is weathered. The whole building was made from different pieces of foam board or balsa wood. If you look under here, there's lots of lighting and detail. Chutes where the coal will come out and load the cars. Lots of spillage coal that's kind of scattered alongside the tracks. If I were to dim the lights real fast, give you a look and see, it looks really neat at night. If you come along to this side, well, first let me show you the scenery. The scenery here is all new, starting from the left side of your screen. The mountain is all new. The curved HO scale trestle bridge I scratch built. The tunnel portals were scratch built also. And if you look inside of these tunnels, you can see there's lighting and walls to look like there was mining that was done in there. It's really neat. Moving along to this side of the coal tipple, this is where the cars will come in and load it into the coal crusher there, and it heads through a little chute right there and inside where it's dispersed into different cars on the lower tracks below. The cars were, this one was scratch built, and the one on the left was made from a kit. So if we move along to the next thing, I can show you what's happened in the rest of this room. Okay, we're entering the horseshoe curve side of the room. If we stop for a moment and take a look to our left up on the mountain, there is a new campfire scene. Now a lot of the things that were done on the layout were done quite some time ago, like that scene. So they're not really new to me, but they're new to you guys. You know, it has been a while since I've done a layout update and shown a lot of this stuff. So, but this campfire scene has an LED kit that I put into it. I failed to mention in the Pittsburgh room that I've been putting in new sedum trees on the layout. As you can see, they really add a nice height and depth to the layout. I particularly love this group of them right here as the trains pass behind them. And the deer are new right there also. So yeah, I'm going to continue to do more sedum trees like this around the railroad and really fill in everything. And you can see there's two new ones at the horseshoe curve there. The small building on the horseshoe curve is new. I scratch built that. and it really makes it look like the one that's up at the Horseshoe Curve. One last thing that I didn't mention so far is the installation of a new signal system. These are dwarf signals from Z Stuff, and how they work are through an infrared sensor. There's also a dwarf signal on the opposite side of each tunnel, and they're wired together so that when trains pass by, no matter which direction they're coming from, the signals will turn red and allow you to be warned that a train is passing through from room to room. And that's really useful in preventing train crashes. So that pretty much sums it up for the layout update for the Pittsburgh Industrial Railroad and Horseshoe Curve for layout update number 22. We'll end it by looking at the gorgeous Lionel Pennsylvania Y3, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for the views and comments like I always do, and they're very much appreciated, and I love the hobby just as much as you guys do. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
This is a dispatcher. Do you copy?